In ancient times, there was a prosperous city called Babylon that existed in Mesopotamia, which would be in modern-day Iraq. In this very city, there was once a man called Arkad, well known to be the richest man in Babylon. He was a mentor figure that shares and teaches the principles of wealth building through his experiences that is still applicable in modern-day times. With that said, in this episode of the ongoing book series, Life-Changing Books in 5 Minutes, I'll summarize and share with you what I've learned from the book, The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason, in under 5 minutes. Through his tales, Arkad shared 7 cures for a lean purse. In other words, 7 ways to fatten your bank account. The first cure is to start fattening your purse by saving at least 10% of your earnings. The second cure is to control your expenditures by not spending too much on non-essential items. Don't confuse necessary expenditures for desires. The third cure is to make your money multiply. This is through sound investments upon proper research in order to make your money work for you. The fourth cure is to guard your treasure from loss. Ensure that you fully understand the type of investment you're getting into and diversify your portfolio to spread the risk. The fifth cure is to make your dwelling a profitable investment. Make strategic real estate decisions as a means for long-term investment. The sixth cure is to ensure a future income by preparing for your retirement early, whether it be through making a steady flow of income through investments or making the right career decision. The seventh cure is to increase your ability to earn. Continuously seek for ways to improve your knowledge and skills in order to increase your earning potential. Understand that by increasing your earning potential, you'll vastly increase your financial success. Through another parable, Arkad shared 5 laws of gold that one must follow in order to build wealth. Breaking any of these laws will result in the loss of gold, or in today's terms, money. The first law states that gold will come gladly and in increasing quantity to any man who will put by not less than 1/10 of his earning to create an estate for his future and that of his family. This is the same as that shared by the first cure for a lean purse as talked about before. This habit builds the foundation for financial success. In my opinion, this 10% savings requirement is a good start if you are one that never saves. However, in order to build wealth faster, I highly recommend it to be at least 20% or more. Nevertheless, the second law states that gold will labor diligently and contentedly for the wise owner who finds for it profitable employment, multiplying even as the flocks of the field. This law encourages that the owner look for profitable opportunities that allows the use of his money to work for him. Essentially, utilize money like it's an employee of yours. The third law states that gold will cling to the protection of the cautious owner who invests it under the advice of men wise in its handling. Basically, seek advice from people with financial expertise. One does not seek investment advice from a bricklayer. Seek from those in the finance field that has a proven track record of making informed financial decisions. The fourth law states that gold will slip away from the man who invests it in businesses or purposes with which he is not familiar or which are not approved by those skilled in his kit. This law basically warns against risky investments that you do not understand or not approved by those that are knowledgeable. The fifth and last law states that gold flees the man who would force it to impossible earnings or who follows the alluring advice of tricksters and schemers or who trusts it to his own inexperience and romantic desires in investment. What this means is to not partake in ventures with unrealistic gains and be cautious of information from unreliable sources. Essentially, do not chase after quick cash schemes. There are a few things that I've learned from the book when in regards to helping friends. Firstly, if you seek to help a friend, help them in a way that will not take their burden upon yourself. This takeaway was told through a story where a donkey empathized his ox friend who's tired from plowing the field. The donkey told the ox to pretend to be sick in order to get a day's rest, but ended up being forced to do the ox work by the farmer. With that, friendship was broken and they never spoke to each other again. The second thing I've learned is to take caution when lending others money. Worry not the risk of the lending, but a safe guarantee of the repayment. Understand their usage of the lending and ask if they are able to do what they said they will use the money for. This takeaway was taught through a parable where a man received a huge bag of gold as a reward from the king. He didn't need the money as of that moment, but he wasn't exactly rich before either. His sister asked him to lend the money to her husband to start a business as it was a dream to see her husband succeed. As mentioned, though he didn't need the money, the reward was worth several decades of his annual income. Upon seeking advice from a money lender, he decided not to lend his sister as his sister's husband does not know a thing about business, which means that the safe guarantee of return of his capital could not be guaranteed. Furthermore, even if one does not need the money, one will always feel good when he or she knows that they have a sizable wealth that one can turn to in times of need. For the last takeaway from this book, it will be shared through a summarized parable. Through a series of events, a man named Sharunada got himself into being a slave. As his master was nice to allow him to go out to the streets and make a small income, he worked hard, hoping that he can soon earn enough to buy himself to freedom. When he thought that his hard work was soon about to be paid off, he was taken away by the money lenders of his master to participate in hard labor as his master got himself into debt. He troubled that he worked so hard, if not harder than most, but his hard work did not bring him happiness and success. He was eventually bought by a friend who was indebted to him and finally became a free man. This story taught me that despite working hard, sometimes you just find yourself in situations where all your hard work doesn't seem to yield anything. It just happens, and there's nothing you can do about it other than to keep pushing forward. The result that can be yielded from hard work is sometimes never proportional to. Some people could spend just a couple of months to succeed, while you could take years to reach where they are. However, one thing that is definite is that your time will come. Everyone's time is different. You just have to trust that it will and keep going. Yes, it may seem like you're working harder than the rest, and you can lament all you want that you're not getting the result you deserve, but it will truly not come if you give up. Sometimes things just happen. That's life. For some people, their time may come earlier, some later. The best way to move forward is to just keep moving forward.